Manoj sir?
Yes, please.
So we have about 30 participants.
No issue. How many are there total?
Total is about 100, but
Okay.
I think some more would be joining in time.
Okay. It's okay. Then.
So I think we can start now.
Okay.
Let me introduce you to the participants,
Sure.
then we can start. So good morning, participants. We have with us today Manoj Kumar K. Sir. He is Scientist F, Computer Science at the Information and Library Network Center. In short, it is known as InflibNet Center at Gandhinagar in Gujarat. He is a recognized expert in the areas of digital libraries, software engineering, RFID technology, and library automation systems. He has extensive experience in developing and managing large scale academic information platforms. He has played a key role in strengthening India's research and scholarly communication infrastructure. At InflibNet, he serves as the project in charge for major national initiatives such as Shodh Ganga, the Indian Electronic Thesis and Dissertations Repository, and Shodh Shuddhi, a national program that promotes academic integrity through plagiarism detection and research ethics awareness. His work has significantly contributed to improving access, transparency, and quality in Indian research publications. He holds an MCA degree from the University of Kerala. In recognition of his contributions, he has received prestigious honors, including the NDTLD Leadership Award in 2017 and the Education Excellence Award in 2019 for Project Shodh Ganga. He also actively conducts training and awareness programs for university coordinators on plagiarism detection, research ethics, and electronic thesis submission systems. So, once again, I welcome Manoj sir for accepting our kind invitation.
Thank you.
His talk was initially scheduled for the first day, but unfortunately, due to a communication gap, that could not be held on the first day. So today he's here with us. So welcome again, sir. And
Thank you.
you can now share your screen, and he'll be talking about AI tools for researchers. Uh, so you can now share your screen and start, sir. Thank you, sir.
So thank you so much for the nice words and the invitation. I am extremely sorry that I missed the first day. I get a lot of emails, so I don't keep track of it every day. 150 mails. Many of them my colleagues attend and reply. So in your mail, I could not. If you have followed that up, a phone call could have been a better choice. That to remind one day before at least. I got it only 1 hour before, so I had already committed for another meeting. That's
Okay.
the reason. But sometimes it happened. Then I told that I will, because I need to take permission also.
Sir.
So I'll just share the screen.
Yes, sir.
The topic is on AI. So I hope I can see almost 38 people now on
Sir.
board and 4 panelists. So once again, good morning to all of you and welcome to this first section, which is scheduled a little early, I think. That's why people are not even. I have to rush myself to come. Now, without waiting, I will go onto the screen, but I just want to get a feedback from you. How many lectures are covered on AI special?
Sir, AI, there have been two lectures, and that has covered ChatGPT and Gemini.
Okay, so ChatGPT is covered. I think I will start from there where ChatGPT stops.
Sir.
Then I think I'll share with something interesting that because AI introduction is almost over. When ChatGPT is introduced means the intro of so no history, no talk on that, no talk on the generative AI content history and how this is came. But just as an introduction, to start with today's session, I told that. I am told that 2-3 sessions are grammarly using AI is also discussed. Is it
Yes, sir.
right? And so, writing tools. So I will not cover that portion of the Grammarly. In fact, Web of Science, Scopus, and Grammarly was part of. Researcher means you cannot get out of this tool without mentioning. So that will be, and anytime if people can put a question in the chat box, I may be checking it. So that's why little delay will come like this. I switch over to this. So you can use the chat box. I keep it on so that I'll answer some question. And let me share the screen first and see that technically we are okay. I share the entire screen so that I can switch over to even other windows.
Sir.
Is it okay now? Screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Screen is visible, sir.
And then now if I switch on, now is it available? Is it available now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is what is ChatGPT, which you started it. So I just put a question here. You can see a question. How many theses? This one. When I highlight it, is displayed. You know.
Yes, sir. It's showing.
Okay. That means screen is coming as it is. Now I'm successful on that. I'll keep the screen in such a way that, but you can see some tabs also in the top. That is only disturbance. So I put a question like how many theses are there in Shodh Ganga in Chat GPT? How reliable is this Chat GPT? Or how frequently they index, or how frequently they give it? Even when I give, because he introduced that I am in charge of Shodh Ganga, which is the repository of Indian thesis. So in March, 31st March, it's showing 5.96, but exactly we are last 1 year back data is displayed. So you can imagine that ChatGPT at least take 1 year time. As per my knowledge about this question is before you, how many theses, and it shows 5.56. Now what exactly, how many theses are there? This is the exact. So the difference is 6,60,000 is the Shodh Ganga. This is this is a Shodh Ganga web page today, and this is a number. So 6.60 lakhs theses, 660,000 theses are there, and the number of university contributing is 873, and 1022 signed MOU. The same question we gave it in Chat GPT. Chat GPT is telling 958 university institutions about participating, but we have seen that it is more than that, and it is mainly score PhD thesis. That is correct on this growth and this, and thousands of theses are uploaded every year. That is correct. It's a national urban implemented by under you see all these are correct on this. In short, these are available in. So they again came to 6 lakh during this. So we are missing about 70,000 thesis details. A researcher cannot miss this feature. If you are if you are just looking for the information about Shodh Ganga, this information may suffice you. But when you are looking for as a serious researcher, this is the difference. In an example I showed you, since keynote speech, then we will directly go to some slides now. I have a few slides tuned up for you. So I just start playing this. It is 1 hour talk of keynote 2, AI for Researcher, part of online FDB program on tools and author and review manuscript and proposals. You are basically the tools used for writing, qualitative academic writing is that, but mine is something like to write you need content. So starting from the Chat GPT and Open AI, the concept came that when in computer was introduced in 1946 to 50 period, and the commercial computer was introduced in 1950, the Univac. After that, it took a lot of time to come it as a PC, and 1980s we started seeing that the computers are coming to lab, and then we have seen that after 88 and 90, I went for a master of computer application course in 1988. So before 3 years, the course was introduced. That means 1985, all India level MCA course was introduced as a special course on computer. So it means that we have almost 1980s computer came. So when computer history is traced, you will see that the hardware used in computer was about semiconductor, vacuum tubes, germanium silicons, semiconductors, arsenic semiconductors. All these happen, and finally it is microchip. What you see right now inside the computer is chip based. that all came in generation, from one generation to fourth generation. So from a big house of electronic devices assembled as a computer in a room size, it has come to on our desktop by about 40 years. Every year, 10 years taken as a generation. So computer invented in lab became commercial, then started in experimenting lab and came into common people. It took about 40 years. So we call it as that generation 1, generation 2, generation 3, generation 4. So for up to fourth generation was that evolution in terms of hardware and software and the size of computer by using the reduced chip, and we call it as Intel chips or AMD chips inside in the motherboard, which is the processing unit of it. All these central processing unit, all this size becomes small, but nothing on thought of that a human intelligence can be given to computers. That is what is anticipated when the prediction was made from generation 1 to generation 4, all hardware, and fifth generation should be on expert system. The computer should be, or the machine should take its own decision as an expert. A computer on expertise on medicine, medical field should act as a doctor. A computer on teaching field as an act as a teacher, or any other. A surgeon, a computer or robot can competently do a surgery like an expert doctor. So these are some of the expert system we anticipated in next generation. That is about 2000 we expected, 1990, 2000. But that did not happen. Instead of that, the research was going on inducing the intelligence of human into machine. That is what is called artificial intelligence. And expert system level was going on in one side as an experimental purpose, but on data and web, the content, how it can be applied intelligently, so that you can pick up something as a decision maker, or this all this, the large language model, whatever is available data which is feed into computer and take a quick decision on that. This kind of generative AI came into that. You prompt for anything. We stopped telling that we are giving messages or codes or instructions or program code into computer. Instead of that, we mentioned that give a prompt to a machine and the machine will act according to your prompt. So large language model, LLM, all this came to picture. So that's why, where if you look at where we can where we can think about this. I just take one picture. So what is AI is like whether AI can do everything like a god, or it hide somewhere and give you information, knowledge like spy, or is a magician, crystal ball, back boss, an expert. IIT Gandhinagar, one of the person who is working in AI came and asked which one you generally. So you will see a lot of this is the basic slide I am referring STL, where he asked, or can you identify two picture which is AI generated or not. All these are coming. I'm not going into detail because, but and now thinking about, take one of the word, pick up on this and type in the chat box. Which one suit you from my introduction, which is artificial intelligence? Do you feel that is overhyped, or do you feel that it is skeptical and wary, or become cautious when using, or is it superficial, or do you dislike it, or you have excitement, or it is like when you are working with AI tools and etc., are you frustrated, or is it become trendy that you have to use? Now pick up some words which you suit you in this context, in which level you are walking. This is what the question he asked. So I put the same kind of words here, that almost everything which you feeling so excited with AI, feeling skeptical with SL, feeling potential with AI, feeling artificial with AI, feeling everywhere and every net web, every research with AI. That kind of feelings are there. So if you're taking Many forms of AI are there. Why it is important is this tool, generative AI, become very powerful for filtering and giving recommendation with its capability. So it makes a kind of prediction. In research, is always works on hypothesis. So that's why filtering and recommendation prediction becomes very important for a researcher. So whether can use for it or not. If a tool can help you for that, your process or your writing, your methodology become easy for you. And more than that, the research happens in many other languages, Chinese, German, and you. It is better that we follow the researcher and find out if what is that is what is the research gap we mentioned in researcher. When there is a research gap, when you go through the literature survey, a review of literature, you find that there is a research gap happening in the previous finding, and so this to get the complete picture about a research in across world, you need to be you need to get it translated. So any content which is created in native language or regional language need to be translated for everybody so that they understand the research and can. That's why AI become very important, and descriptive AI, captioning, etc. in the research area is that is though AI have multiple forms. What is interested for a researcher is it can use in formulating or in searching information like a library service. When you why you want to use your library service, because you want to see that whether, so it can help in many ways as a chat bot or as a AI cataloging, etc. in library. I am from library, so look at, you can go to this picture, Creative Commons license picture, Arena Hamad, then you will come to know that what are the tools AI can generate. Because of this, now what has happened? Coming directly to generative AI, due to the time limitation of 1 hour, AI parts are everywhere. It is embedded now. If you are using any search engine, then Google itself embed the AI capabilities. In there are assistants, AI assistant, which will help you. Even in the screen, you can see there is a chat. Like in the right side, there is a picture of me. In the right side, I just here you can see my picture here. This is a co-pilot chat AI assistant for me. So Gemini, which you already covered, and ChatGPT as a independent platform, but there are a lot of plug-in into the current browser, etc. So embedded in every Google overviews. That is one thing. Then generative AI chatbots available like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, DeepSeek, and you can see Copilot right side on that institutionally configured tool Copilot. I generally wherever I go and search, Copilot keep tracks of it, and next time it will give answer from the site. Then there are very specific, specially designed research tool. Site, Consensus, Research Rabbit, Google Notebook, LM, like that. And the other databases which you use Scopus, Web of Science, library databases. So these are some of the things. And if you are generative AI in education product landscape, you can take this link in the down, HTTPS SR, this one generative. So you will see almost all tools. This is not as a classroom. Even an 8th standard student want to use AI, he can that he or she can get an 8th classroom kind of workspace with AI, where all his resource can be indexed, archived, referred, and from same thing by using the tool, they can generate their own content, what they are looking for as a learning material. That's why I'm telling even learning area also this is. And Scopus and Web of Science, I'm from library science, we use this product extensively for ranking, used for NIRF ranking, the indexed journal, which right now Scopus and Web of Science, if you are publishing an article under this, which is treated as one of the quality articles, and which will be counted for the research. Not all article published by you or me are taken into consideration for ranking. So Scopus Web of Science are indexed databases where you can, and this also uses to find out the names of an institute. Suppose I passed out from one institute called CET. When I tell CET, we all common old alumni say CET only. CET stands for College of Engineering Trivandrum. So CET, if I write College of Engineering Trivandrum, if I write, or Government Engineering College Trivandrum, if I write, all this refer to one single engineering college. How the mission can understand. Mission generally go by letter similarity, word by word similarity. So you need to have a little AI assistant to locate all these institutes are same, whether you write in short form or abbreviation or any other kind of short names or the full name of the as it is appearing in the UGC website and higher education surveys, and all these. Many times when you are publishing an article as a researcher, the researcher will put one of these, either CET or the College of Engineering Trivandrum. There is no authoritative file for referring the names, and many may not be name of it. So once it is public, it will not be counted under your alumnus college or your institution you are working. So all this, the Scopus Web of Science kind of tools which use this kind of technology in the behind, and you can see that many of the journals now coming out with this. So I have already given an introduction. Now time is 9:26. I just after introducing this, is the concept is clear, one can talk, and I proceed with some of the tools. Another half an hour I'll try to introduce some tools which are useful for the researcher. Is it okay? Anybody? I need only voice. I
Yes,
can
sir.
see I can see about 55 people now. Is it okay? Can I go with the presentation now? For more introduction is okay.
Yes.
Any question you want to ask now? I'll take question in two parts. One is on the introduction part, if anything is not clear. And I am from InfluMnet, so I will be open for any questions on InfluMnet activities, research, anything. Is it clear now? Can I go ahead with another half an hour? We will land into the world of AI and researcher and see some of the tools. Few may be known to you, few may be pretty new, and you have explored. Before going to the complete set of tools, I just want to warn you that all tools are not free in AI. So AI will allow you to, with a login ID, to use that service maybe for a certain credit or certain amount of time, or maybe a certain time of attempt. After that, it will ask that you have to buy the credit or you have to pay for it. You have to go for plus or super plus, whatever it is. Many of the tools work on this. That means all tools I am showing here may not be free, but I give you a suggestion for that research. I don't want you to spend money. Even Chat GPT also you can purchase. It is also cost. There are two versions. One is that you can use it. Otherwise, plus you, if you go for it, you need to purchase it for all the facilities, features, and unlimited access. Similarly, if you want to attempt a tool, I suggest you that being a researcher, you create some 5 IDs. Gmail or as such any other email ID, they don't restrict you for creating. Some people have created 10 IDs. This is only for experimental purpose. I'm not telling use it for sending emails to others. Just for login and use it. So you can keep on login to one ID, start using it. If credit goes, again change the ID and goes it. So like that, you can go up to 100 times on a product. And I just want to ask you one question: that which tools are you using in AI? Before I go for a demo, Dr. Anandiji, which tool you use it? Just give me an answer on the chat box. Apart from Chat GPT, my question is not on Chat GPT, not Chat GPT, not Perplexity, not Gemini. Other tool, any tool, AI tool you are using? I don't get an answer. No, sir. Okay. So you are pretty new, not using anything. So, Sir Ravi Kumar, sir, I just want to ask you one thing. Uh, can I go with the advanced tool? Because if people are novice, I don't want to go with an advanced tool. Are all of you are using? All of you are using computer right now? Are you sitting with a computer or mobile phone?
That I think mostly would be sitting with mobiles. Some would be sitting with computers.
Okay, okay, okay. Can I get an answer in the chat box who are sitting with the computers? Yes, 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 you're right. Otherwise,
Participants,
you
please
just
finish.
can you use the emoji and tell I need some interaction? Emoji that this one is computer, this one is mobile. Okay, somebody is using with the computer, with the mobile, with the mobile, with the mobile. It's easy way, no? Give a thumbs up. Emoji is simple. You need not even type it. Okay, now one question. Quickly, everybody get ready in computer and this, and let me ask one question. That how many, how much time it will take you for preparing a PPT? Any PPT. Assume that you want to your work related PPT you want to present before your boss or management. How much time it will take? 10 minutes? Anyone else? Okay, otherwise I will 1 to 2 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Dheeraj. It will I'm sure that that is not a kind of skyscape. Okay, mobile, not 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 to 4 hours, general 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4. Okay. So you are all in the next. Anandiman, can you tell me what tool you will use it for that in 10 minutes? Or are you, or you are telling that you have, the PPT is already ready with you to show to your boss and you will go and take it, log in and take it and show it in 10 minutes? Chat GPT. Chat GPT, can you make a PPT? Okay. Yes. All design template, everything. So the chat GPT is general. It's like a general hotel, not a specialized. You go there, you can ask anything and you'll get it. Including PPT slides, cards are possible to prepare in chat GPT. And you can give a command to prepare chat GPT. And can you give me the prompt which you give for preparing? Anybody can type one prompt, whatever you give for preparing. Give me one prompt on the chat box. I'm taking it as practical or not aware of any tool. You are not aware of any. It's okay. ChatGPT, how do you do it? Because you attended it. ChatGPT, you need to give a prompt, Give me a prompt. Prompt is a message you are giving to any AI tool. And prompt engineers are paid very hectic money now. And I request all of you, researcher, you should be a prompt engineer rather than a good researcher or teacher. If you become the best prompt engineer in your field, you are the topmost sought after person in the field in the AI, because AI cannot replace you. You are a human being, but you with the right AI tool definitely have edge over others in the same profession. Not aware of anybody. Okay, let me quickly, those who are in computer, try Gamma, and I am requesting you one topic. What I am going to take you, give a presentation slide of RF antenna for engineer level. Very good. You have given it. This is what I wanted quickly, because we don't have time now. 33. Every minute is counted now on this. Now, this is so RF antenna engineering level. Now, take the same question, RF antenna for engineering. Copy that content, RF antenna for engineering. For others, I will give you the prompt. The topic is AI tool for researcher, nothing else. Take AI tool for researcher. AI tool for researcher. Put it in chat GPT. Create a PPT for AI tool for researcher. create a PPT for AI tool for researcher. 20 slides, write 20 slides. This is how prompts are made. Language and grammar is not compulsory. You can put whatever you want in space. So I wrote it as, did you try it? Everybody can try now. I can see how many people are there. 60 are there, but I'm getting response only from very few. If you want to enjoy, okay. Dr. Anandi Min is only responding. Others response I can't see in chat box. Trying, sir. It's simple. Copy and paste it. No, AI tools. You have it in that. You don't even need to type it. Did you get the tools? Can you name the tool now? All the tools. She told that I don't know any tool. When you have ChatGPT trained in first day, let us use the same tool to use it. Okay. Now I look. If you have already done, look at my screen. What I am going to do. Just confirm that. Are you getting a blank screen here? Are you getting a blank screen here? And go for this one, Gamma, Gamma. Okay. I click on this Gamma. You have to log in with your ID. So please log in with the Gmail ID. You can just give Gmail, select Gmail. Try to log in. Continue with the Google. Did you give Gamma? Let me check it, the chat box again. Yes, Gamma. Because you told you did not use. So let me take the privilege of Influminate, take the privilege of you giving the first tool, Gamma. So this is Gamma. Gamma is the presentation maker. You don't need to even think about anything and give a login, select, continue with Google, because I have already logged in. So it will automatically take me to Google. Your Gmail ID, you can use it. Any other ID, you can use it. But Google is easy. There were. Now I am in Gamma application within no time. Okay. I hope you are seeing it. I am giving here PPT, create new, create with AI. And I have 3-4 options here. One is generate, paste in text. The paste in text, ChatGPT, if you have already received, you can paste it here and make it as a PPT. Very simple. Or create from a template which is available, or a PPT you already prepared, import it and make it modification. So what I am going to do is generate. Click on generate. Now presentation. How many cards I need? 20 I told. So I make it 20. So the problem with me, after some time, this will ask for me payment, which I am showing you. But you can get it. I have created so many PPT plus Pro, Ultra, all these things. Now, what I was telling is, when I was trying to go, there is another called present.ai. All work in the similar manner. Here it is, right? The best alternative. So 2 I told you. One is present.ni and get started free. Try one of this. Here also you have to log in with Google. I have not used it, so I'm trying to go Google with my ID. I selected my ID. Present.ai Gamma 2. Continue. This is called present.ai, not present. Now I am in another. Here also generate slides. You have n number of slides. It asks you what kind of template you need. Welcome to presentation, copy link. Welcome to copy link to invite user. Even combinedly I can create presentation here. Generate slides. And here you describe your topic. What's that? AI tools for researchers. 20 slides. I have already prepared slides there, but I am telling now. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this on the screen. See the magic. That's why some people call it as a magician. 20 slides it prepared. Now you have to prepare another template. If you are happy with this content, now let us read AI fundamental overview. I don't need to come prepared to deliver this lecture. It's 1 minute job for to prepare. Artificial intelligence and its core capability, highlight transformation data advanced research methodology, key presentation, evaluation of age. So it's the history which I told, it is there. Current landscape and opportunities, why research need AI, which I 20 minutes I did it. AI powered literature discovery, data analysis, visual tool, writing tools. So here it tells what kind of tool can be used: data analysis, visualizing, writing and academic communication, like checking grammar, etc. All these advanced AI applications, specialized and natural language pattern, text mining, all this kind of thing. So I generally do not go with the complete. Instead of that, I tell the AI, I'm not happy with this description. I will tell that try another outline and give me only tools. Here I make select a template also. People, depending on your aesthetic sense, you can select template. There is green, there is colored, multicolored. So I generally go with a light color template, but it may ask for, again, it may ask for. So this is the template. This is the template I selected. Okay. Now continue with the template and generate now. I generated. Now let me see whether it sleeps that. Watch the screen, enjoy it. Your 10-minute preparation of slide becomes very easy for you. Can anybody give me a voice? Are you seeing it? Getting generated. Watch the screen. See the wonder. This is editable. 20, 30% over. 1 minute is not yet over. 39% over. 40. AI generating the slides for you with the picture. If I prepare AI images, it will only create image for you. That means that no copyrighted image will come into your picture. 2, 3 case studies, computational biology, simulation, predictive, etc. They are doing. Tool integration, but practice how to do. All these are done. If you are happy about it, how language Chinese integrated with that, all these PPTs are getting prepared, coming out with last. Thanks. That's all. Now you can share it. Share option is here. Export it as PPT to modify it. Export. Here you can export it and download it and show it. Even you can directly show this. This is your first page. Here you can directly show your slide and finish it off. This is how, same thing you can do with Gamma also. So I did it Present AI and Gamma.com AI. These are the two things. And now I am going to, can I get some voice from you? Can I get some voice from you?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Clear? Did you try?
Participants, please raise your hands so that we can unmute you.
Sorry?
No, participant cannot unmute themselves.
Oh,
So we are requesting.
sorry. So
we are
can they
requesting.
use emoji? Let them use emoji.
Yes,
No, I
yes,
can
yes.
see.
They can.
So
They can.
that's what from I showed you chat GPT, content taken, giving to a PPT, preparing a slide in 2 minutes time with the content, and I did the same thing and I got the best tools. I am not very familiar with any of the other AI experiments, but I know how to use this tool. Uses artificial intelligence analysis under scientific literature के लिए एक tool है, that is what is called Skype.ai. You can write it down in your notepad, SCITE.ai. Next page it will be very clear. This is that site.ai. What it does, a researcher can upload article into this and in the database and try for an AI analysis and make a result presentation on this. So analysis the uploading article for citation, supporting and contradicting evidence. So Skite.ai is very regularly used by researcher for uploading 3-4 article and try an analysis, and it will also give you from the highlight of the article, and they even give you the citation styles and reference and all that on. This is how Skite. So this is how I did it. Ask a question, get an answer, backed by real research. Your AI research partner. So this is the area where you are trying to give. Site assistant give you answer with insight and control into thought. Ask a question here. So you can set it to particular area, particular subject, general, or even into Harvard business. You give an answer to AI, taking article for Harvard business journals or whatever, CUP, Oxford University press articles only. That kind of settings also can be done. So when I give it, how it will show that proteins are essential. So the question here is, how does the structure of protein affect the function? So it gives one, and it gives the wherever is the possibility of citing the article. This is taken from reference 1, reference 2. So this is what is the main job of a researcher. So you get the content as well as its reference quickly on site. It is site.ai. Tool number 1. Tool number 2, Skywheel. You can add references from anywhere on the web to Skywheel browser extension. This extension can go with the Chrome, Mozilla, Edge, any of the browser you are using. You can. So if any article you download and put it into this extension, it will create 10. So you might have used some Zotero, you might have used Mendeley, all this. But Skywheel is more powerful within the AI support as a plugin to any of this. So plugin in a browser. Another is that our job is to literature search. Powerful literature search tool. Iris is a comprehensive, user-friendly literature search platform that empowers researchers, student, professional to efficiently manage it. Now, comprehensive database is there. I aggregate the content from thousands of academic journal. It is also linked with data sets and academic journal, books, other scholarly resources, providing a unified search experience. And it has an intuitive interface, offer clean, modern interface, making it easy to navigate. That is their claim. And it is provide powerful feature like Boolean operator, filter, alert, chat with your data set. You can have a data set. You can tell to create from the data set with the condition. So here you can see left side. This is that how filtering is applied to this. So one, I am asking for Web of Science core collection to do my search history and use some tools using Boolean operator, field searching, and find it out. So this is how it works. So what is it? It's a literature search, powerful literature search tool which can be customized to Web of Science, Scopus, etc. And this can on campus access also is there, remote access is there, and you have mobile compatibility application to download and use it. Wherever you go and talk to research scholar, the one and only one tool they used to tell QLBot. Actually, I converted this slide from my old version to this to my laptop. So there is a overlapping of this, and my laptop doesn't have the PPT editing tool. So excuse me for that. That's why introduction to QLBot, it is coming down. I cannot change it. So QLBot is a paraphrasing tool. I am only telling about the tools now. So mark QLBot. So we have started with Gamma or present D, then coming to Site, then Iris, then QLBot. 5 tool ho gaya. QLBot is a paraphrasing tool. You can take 2-3 paragraph and ask a QLBot to paraphrase it. It will paraphrase. Now the question comes, it will come to as an AI generated content or not. QLBot generally avoids the complete AI logic to even though it is AI tool, it avoids the logic of paraphrasing. You can do one thing. When you paraphrase now, you can do it in a formal language. You can do it in school boy language. You can also do it as an very advanced English proficiency and use English jargon words to toolbar. You can give different prompt to make your text and paragraph look like your language. When I talk and I write, my language is not to my friend and teachers. So you have the ability to generate the paraphrase in QBot by using different. So what is QBot? AI-powered writing assistant. It is a writing assistant, and it uses natural language processing to provide intelligent suggestion and written content. So it is treated as a paraphrasing tool. Its core functionality is paraphrasing feature, and grammar and style checker is included in QBot. That is the reason mistakes are very rare when you are doing with QBot. When you write a single line, we may come across with spelling mistake as well as grammatical mistake. But QBot, when it is generated, it takes care of both grammar and spell checker, as you see in Grammarly. And how it will work? Input the text. You send the text. They want to whatever take you paste it here. Look at this here. Left side you paste it, and right side you get. After AI processing, it's an advanced language model analyze the input and generate the paraphrased alternative of your text. But I suggest you, I give you a caution, never ever try to take a paragraph from an author and try to paraphrase it and make it your own article. That is plagiarism. There are powerful software detecting the AI content also. It will go to the original source, use kind of AI tools, and if it is generated the same content by using AI tool, the plagiarism detection tool has the capability to detect it. So be very careful on that. I only suggest you that take a 3-4 person's paragraph and put it together and tell to generate one paraphrased text content from all. Then you cite it appropriately depending upon the amount of content you have taken, so that people understand that it is not your content, you have paraphrased it. Sorry, I just now we were here. QBot. Now another one is Scholarly Easy. This is comprehensive approach to lifelong learning, encompassing skills, strategies, mindset necessary. It empowers individual to become autonomous, adaptable, passionate learner. If you want to try to understand some learning, Scholastic is that you opt for like Python. I want to learn. You opt. It will give you every content you need to learn from introduction to advanced programming. So Scholastic is a kind of art of learning AI tool using. The importance of Scholastic is adaptability and continuous improvement empowerment. That is what they claim, equip individual with the ability to learn. So some of the topic we may not be. Suppose E sum of MC square, you are not able to learn yourself. You give it here and ask, I want to learn this. So it will give you video. It will give you the text content in a very simple way. You can even ask to give me this content in an 8th standard boy or 5th standard boy language. So it will narrow down, split down the very complicated formula, etc. to Pythagoras theorem. Let me learn the Pythagoras theorem as a 5th year student. So this can be put. So many times understanding some technology is also job of a research scholar. Now summarize, analyze, organize your research. This is what is the Scholarly does. AI powered tool built specifically for academic purpose. Paperpile is research companion. It helps you researcher to find out various methods. It's a powerful research tool that simplify workflow, how to manage, starting from search to writing. Paperpile file can be used. So it has an extension, Chrome extension also to be installed. Paper is spelling is PAAPER pile. So this is another tool. Then Meta is a literature search tool like Iris, which I mentioned you. It's a powerful search tool that allows researcher and student to find scholarly article, book, and other. So here you can see that it uses PLOS journal, and you can create a summary of the article also here by using Meta. So another tool, and using What is the advantage? It is you can discover data, discover journal, discover references, and you can check for open access journal, open access search, discover news about that subject, latest news, discover citations done on this, and discover the literature. And it searches across hundreds of databases and to a wide range of academic resources, time saving. So many times people are marred with, they have blocked with getting good article and content for the research. So you can use one of the tool and try, because they take the snippet of the paper. Even that paper is not accessible to you, still you can get it, the content of the paper, by using any of the tool. This is a virtual learning that can business and scheduling meeting. If you have a meeting, Clara is one of the tool. Even Zoom extension, AI companion is their Zoom meeting. If you have this AI companion, once the Zoom meeting is over, suppose I am giving a lecture, keynote address. If you have enabled the AI for this webinar, it will generate the content I spoke along with my slides and give in a nutshell 1 or 2 page write up. So preparing minutes immediately after the meeting is possible when you are using this kind of companion. From scheduling meeting, generating report, etc. The task automation, intelligent insight, it can repetitive tasks such as data entry, email management, calendar scheduling, all this can be used by Clara. And robot search and rabbit search, these are some of the very interesting kind of searching. Can you go for the rabbit search, RABBIT SEAR, you can give it to that, and all this work in a similar manner. I am just giving you the tool name which you can understand a query, how do research, query understanding, robot search, AI analysis, user search query to understand intent, and index and retrieve, search engine quickly retrieve relevant information from vast. And finally, it arrange the content according to a rank. Now, quickly few tools. Word tune. I will not ask you explain the tool name now, as the time is 5 minutes. It's a writing tool. You have paraphrasing tool. Now you can a writing tool. Here you can start writing with word tune. It is very interesting how it is working. So wordtune.com, go and find out. This is AI powered knowledge exploration, heuristica.ca. AI powered knowledge exploration. Knowledge and article content, both are different. In an article, if you want to extract knowledge, then AI tool heuristica can be used. For summarizing, there are a lot of tools. Even a YouTube video, you do need not watch it now. You give the video link into a summarize.ai. It will generate the content of the video as a text, 1 page or 2 page write up. All this will make you a researcher work very super fast, and you can put all your effort into your core research area rather than spending it on writing, literature search, etc. The tools are the key companions, AI tools for the researcher, which will reduce your research work into maybe half or 70% if you are using properly. So those who are research scholar, please, this is academic phrase when to bank for writing literature review. Go to this manchester.ac.uk webpage and go to phrase bank. It will help you how to write the literature review. Take 2-3 articles and give. It will give you immediately a few sample paragraph how it is writing. And open knowledge mark, I think one I will open. This is tool for systematic literature review. Right now I told it is only literature review, but this is opeknowledgemap.org. Map a research topic with the AI, and you give any of this. You can select. This is generally first year they made it for medicine, PubMed, then it has gone to all discipline. Suppose if I give any topic, you gave me any topic. I don't know I have not asked about your complete any topic you tell me.
Optical communication.
So, optical.
Yes, sir.
Optical communication. I gave this query there. The knowledge map is generating optical communication. So how it works, meanwhile, we can see it is doing that. A knowledge map present with you with a topical view of your research query based on 100 most relevant. So it's trying optical communication 100 most. We operate on artificial intelligence pipeline to create knowledge match. Pipeline combine natural language processing. I think the map is created. Let me see. Look at this. It's created with a map. Each article is written in the box. Suppose you want blindness and computer. This is what I select. Or I can select anything. You tell me the topic. Maybe the first one, optical. I click on it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 articles. All articles left side. Look at this. All when I selected application of optical fiber networkology, all given in this. Here PDF is there. If it is open access, I click on this PDF. Try. Magic is happening for the researcher. It is sorry we are unable to because this may be a restricted article, but if it is open access, it will immediately come. Still, we will try one more. We will try one more. Here, see, I have the link given here, machine learning technique in optical communication. Cite as. So citation details, if you click, no, automatically you can give the citation details here. Look at the citation. APA style, you copy it, 7th edition style, it is done. Now, close. Let me check it one PDF. Only this PDF is given. There is some error on the PDF. We are not able to retrieve PDF now. So let me export it. Let me see exporting this document. Unfortunately, you try it later. Not always it comes like this. So this is one of the maps. So you selected this. I got this admin article. I select the second one. I got this article. So this is what is the knowledge map. Open knowledge map dot. Open knowledge map. This one. All open knowledge maps.org. Then Citation Gecko is a wonderful application again for mapping scholarly literature. Citation Gecko dot. Take this URL, and I am not going again to show because see, time is 10 o'clock is over. I need more. And Insightful XYZ is a paper discovery and literature connector for review of literature. Insightful, and this is one of the very interesting. Search Rabbit. Go to Search Rabbit homepage. Again, give this optical communication there. Oh, it gives an error. I don't know. Yes, I got it. Research. Sometimes no, this happened. Now there is a video. I'm telling you that due to lack of time, I can play this video. Maybe they will. How to work? You can go to that video. See. The audio is coming.
Voice is not audible. Maybe we can put it in a system voice or somewhere.
Okay. I can put that like this, but what I wanted to show you, look at this, how he did it. Similarly, what we have seen here, you have to sign up and sorry, it has gone again. Now advertisement comes. As I mentioned there, now you will have open map. If you understand, you will understand here also. What it this video it shows, you go search, browse, take a subject. He has selected one subject. To save time, I'm doing, and give the subject again. Immediately it gives all the article like this. Some of them he marked earlier for reading, or some of them he put into a particular box, article of similar nature. So you will see a separate color there, and whatever you see in the down, if more citations are there, it is marked with the down. This filtering is possible. Right side, it is, if you click one, right side everything or related article comes. Right side it keep on changing now. You could see why an access. So these are some of the research. Coming back to our, I clicked it, research rabbit, and you have journal finder, many of other things that biosmandix.org, journal finder.elsevier का journal finder है, Springer का है. Every journal has an AI related kind of search box. So you can use any of this. My bibliographic is generating citations. Mybib.com. Send an article, it generate whatever style you want, APA, MLA, or IEEE style. It generate the citation for you, and you might be using Zotero or Mendeley for this purpose. Then AI2 for semantic literature review is carrot2.org. So this is the link there. Teachanything.com. To learn anything, you can use this Teach Anything. And a tool for research assistant, either brain.ai, Human.ai, to summarize document. You put a 5-page PDF document to this and ask it to generate, summarize into 1 page. This app, Human.ai, is the tool used for that. You can use any PDF into, you can communicate with PDF. Put it the PDF here and ask questions. It will pick up from the article and give it to you. So Chat PDF is a tool to communicate with the PDF documents. Sky Summary will summarize all scientific article. One article you give and ask it to summarize. This is another tool to use, summarizing. Entire article can be summarized into 1 paragraph. Suppose you write a conclusion you don't want to write. The conclusion can be taken from the same article, putting it together and asked to create the conclusion of summarize of this article. It will give you the conclusion. Parrot is for subscribing interviews. Julie as a tool for analyzing data. If you are working with the data, link is given there. Pepperity, multidiscipline aggregator for an open access journal. Pepperity will link with all open access DOAJ directory, and it will pick up the open access journal and give you here. And I gave you Gamma as a first tool. Then finally, I'll come only to ChatGPT. If you want to use ChatGPT, it is up to you how to use it. When you combine two, AI approach is like that. You take a mango and you have a watermelon. You tell create a watermelon in the mango shape. AI is able to do it, but human cannot. So be cautious or be brave to give acknowledgement. Everybody I used in this. None of the tools are generated or made by me. And the MNIT for giving me an opportunity. It is exactly 1 hour time now. I stop my sharing here. You can see. Thank you very much for patiently watching. How many are there?
Yeah. Namaskar, Ramanji. Thank you very much for
64.
your appearance and the efforts. Thank you very much for supporting us. The platform is open for questions to participant. You can raise your hands so that Sunil can unmute you for some questions. Varun Kakkar has raised his hand. Sunil. Sunil, please look at Varun Kakkar. He has raised his hand.
If you
Yes,
can
sir,
start. Yeah. What is the question? I did not listen that.
I think one question in chat is there. Is manuscript rewritten using Quillbot acceptable?
It depends. I will not give a direct answer, not acceptable, because it depends on which area you are using. If it is literature review, the paraphrasing is allowed. So it is acceptable. If you are using it in research methodology and other areas, core area, absolutely not acceptable. Because your originality is what is to be there in the research article. So wherever originality is required, you should maintain it. Any other question?
Yeah, Mr. Amit Kumar Singh, you can unmute yourself.
Okay.
Mr.
Did you
Amit
like
Kumar
it?
Singh?
The way I presented it. It was 1 hour very bullet train travel.
No, we wanted it to be 2 hours anyway.
Yes, mine is 3 hours, and AI itself works for. We have a workshop of 3 days also for AI.
Okay.
Come to
So we look
InfluMnet Center. That's what I can tell. We
we
have
look
given.
forward to, we look forward to host you for longer period sometime.
Yeah, Jaipur, very close. You ask any day.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for introducing us a lot of AI tools for especially searching and collecting data. I have one small question. Is there any tool used for checking the grammar, because we are not native English speakers? So is there any tool available for checking the grammar?
No, you have already experimented with Grammarly, no? I am told
So
that the
rewrite
session is covered.
with the
Grammarly.
manuscript rewritten with the gamma is acceptable by the journal, sir?
No, that is depending on the content you are taking. Review of literature, you can use it for understanding purpose. You can use it. Finally, the article should have your content, originality. So you are using AI tool or your own brain, but copying somebody is not accepted.
Thank you, sir.
And there are many tools I mentioned also for writing. Quillbot is one thing I told. Quillbot has its own grammar, so to check, and Grammarly has already the writing. There are writing. Do one thing. Go to ChatGPT. Give AI writing assistant for researcher. You get all the tools instead of asking me. I gave you the fish net now to catch the fish. So now you can do it yourself. You are all teachers. Any other question? So thank you very much for inviting me for enlightening the FDP Faculty Development Program with the AI concept, and I am open to anybody anytime. You can invite me when if free time is there. I enjoy delivering this kind of lecture. Even I was invited to Russia for an AI based talk last year into St. Petersburg for 5 days. And 2 topics I delivered there: Indian culture and art, how AI is used. So AI is my favorite topic, and I used to travel across globe anywhere for discussing and learning more on AI. Also sharing my knowledge about AI to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Mr. Manoj
Vinisa,
Kumar ji.
Vinisa, for your patience to get me, even though I told there is no time for me. You fix the time exactly at 9 o'clock, which is
it's
the
our
free time.
privilege and it's our privilege and pleasure to have you all the time, anytime in the future also. We hope that you support us in the future also. Thank you very much.
Sure, sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Can I leave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So, good morning, Pilli sir.
Morning, sir.
So, sir, shall we start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, For the second session of the day, we have with us Dr. Billy Emmanuel Shubhakar. He is professor of computer science with over 25 years of experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership. He earned his PhD from IIT Roorkee in 2012 for his work on a framework for network forensic analysis. He currently also serves as Dean Academic Affairs and Faculty Welfare at Indian Institute of Information Technology, Kota, and is also the Honorary Dean of Network and Hardware at Vishwakarma Skills University, Jaipur. Dr. Shubhakar has co-authored 2 books and has supervised 12 PhD scholars and 49 MTech dissertations under his guidance. He has published around 120 research papers in reputed international journals and conferences. His research interests include network forensics, cybersecurity, cloud and IoT security, blockchain, big data analytics, and quantum computing. He is also senior member of IEEE and the Association for Computing Machinery. Welcome once again, sir. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, very good morning to all of you, and it's a privilege for me to share some of the learnings that I have on how to go about to understand the citations and understand the various mechanisms that are available, various tools that are available to go in and look at that. So initially, to observe how the citations are available or how we proceed to look at the citation. So we have many sources where we can look at where do we find good literature, right? So that is something that I would like to start with. So maybe I have 2 different kinds of presentations, and then of course I'll have to log into various tools and show you various mechanisms that are there. So let me start with one of the tool that we can try to look at, where we will try to look at various important tools that we can look at. So I'm sharing my slides and there. So I can. So hopefully my screen is visible. And let me start with where, for
yes,
example, if you
screen
are
is
from
visible.
if you are from computer science or electronics and other backgrounds, and then of course various resources you may be knowing, but these are some literature sources that we can quickly look at to start with, right? So going to Google Scholar is an easiest way, but of course at the same time going to the actual literature sources will actually help you to get into various things. So these are the prominent sources as I put in for computer science. But of course, otherwise, for other branches, you may have for mechanical engineering, you may have ASME, for civil engineering, you may have ASCE, like that variety of branches. And for management, you may have EBSCO or Emerald or things like that. So there are a variety of specific publications for specific domains, which you must be definitely aware as you tend to start searching, and as you look for important literature, you will come across those important journals. So why I put up this list, or why you need to select a particular list like this, is basically the idea is look at where you want to publish. The idea is many times we may do a variety of publications in variety of sources. But the idea that we can tend to look at is that we need to look at reputed sources, so that the reputed sources will help us to actually look at what do you say, a little bit of standard work that we can tend to look at. So that's what I would like to start with, and then I don't know why this is not moving. Sorry for that inconvenience. Yeah, so we started with these literature sources, and quickly let me take you to some of the aspects that I wanted to look at, right? So when you want to look at a core journal that you would like to look at, we look at the review time, right? So whenever we have a submission to online, that is the total time that a particular journal will take from the time that you submit the paper and the way that it is online, right? When the paper becomes accepted and in press, they will put it online, right? Sometimes you can also look at submission to first review. So it may take about 6 weeks. Usually they say 6 weeks, that is 1.5 months, but sometimes it goes on to 2 months at least. That can be a very good journal where it takes about 2 months time, right? And then of course, the most important thing that we tend to look at is now the Science Citation Index, which are, of course, there is another version called expanded, that is SCIE. Of course, though there is very less difference between SCI and SCIE, definitely because the two exist, that means there is something. The expanded version is a slightly bigger version. All the SCI expanded paper journals are basically SCI as well. Is that what you can understand, right? The expanded list is slightly bigger list than the normal SCI. Only SCI are few, and then expanded SCI there are more numbers, right? And then of course, Scopus Index will also have most of the Science Citation Index, except there may be 1 or 2 journals which may be Science Citation Index but not Scopus, and there may be many which are Scopus Index but not SCI Index. So I had experience. I was always thinking all Scopus papers will be all SCI Index papers will be Scopus Index, but I found that there were few journals. I had few papers which were on Web of Science, but they were not on Scopus. And then, of course, Scopus also comes up with what is called an SC Imago, or it was also the SC Imago was try to make it look like it is SCI again, right? So SCI indexed. So that is what SC Imago. So, but anyway, SC Imago, they give up what are called quartiles, and you can look at that. I'll briefly explain what those quartiles are. So maybe I will repeat this also at some point of time, but let me quickly take you through these terms so that you understand what it means. So it's basically an impact factor is what is a very important aspect to understand, because the metrics, which are citation metrics and the also the impact factor metrics, are very important for from a journal perspective and for an author perspective also. If an author has good papers which have very good impact factor, then he is said to be a recognized author, right? So that's where the impact factor of a journal is very important. How do you measure the impact factor? You take the frequency with which the average article in a journal has been cited in a particular year or period. So it's a measure of the frequency. And the average article has been cited in a period. So how do you do that? So the JCR, which is by Clarivate Analytics, earlier it was Thomson Reuters. If you most of you may remember, Thomson Reuters is now Clarivate Analytics. So Clarivate Analytics comes up with a journal citation report, right? So they give an impact factor for every 1 year, right? So they look at the ratio between the citations and the recent citable items which are published in the last 2 years. Usually, they take the number of current year citations to the source items published in that journal during the previous 2 years, right? So the impact factor is calculated by dividing the number of current year citations. Okay, you take the current year, how many citations have come, to the source items published in that journal during the previous year. All the items that have been published in the previous 2 years, you get what is called an impact factor. So the more number of citations compared to the previous year's journals, that are all the items that are published, right? So that becomes more. So it becomes more. Usually more papers are published and the citations are less. So the impact factor will be less than 1. If it is more than 1, it means the citations are far more than the number of papers that are published. There's a simple formula here, as you can look at. If let us say the total number of citations in 1992 is A, and 1992 cites to articles published in 1990 and 91, that is 2 years, this is a subset of A. Okay, and the number of articles published in 1990-91 are C, then you have B by C, which is the 1992 impact factor. So if you want to go to calculate 1992 So what you try to do is, you try to do in 1992 the citations to articles published in 1990 and 91, right? 2 years only, not in 1992. There may be total so many citations in 1992, but you look at the articles published in 1990-91. Okay, actually what is happening in A, the total number of citations in 1992 is, for a particular journal, the total number of citations is some A value, but A value is not going to affect the impact factor. Impact factor will be affected by B and C. B will be the last 2 years, 1990 and 91. So let us say if you are talking about 2026, so then or 2025, and you go for 2024 and 23. 24 and 23, what are the total number of citations? Which is subset of the total number of citations till 2026, obviously, right? And then the number of articles published in the last 2 years, that is 23 and 24. How many years are there? Then you can arrive at the 2025 citation, that is impact factor, that is said to be B by C, right? So that's how it is. And 2026 impact factor, if you want, you have to complete the year 2026, go back to 2024 and 25 and do that. So that can be only generated after January 1st, 2027, right? So for 2026 impact factor, right? That's how you look at. Another important metric that we look at is what is called a quartile. Okay, quartile or Q index. So quartile is the ranking of a journal or paper defined by a database based on the impact factor, the citation and indexing of the journal. So Q index simply means the quartile. Quartile is you divide into 4 quartiles, right? Top 25%, next 25%, next 25%, and the last 25%. That is first 25%, then 25 to 50, 50 to 75, and 75 to 100. The last this thing, which are all having some impact factor. So it gives a ranking which belongs to a specific field of the discipline. It's a parameter of measuring the ranking of a journal. Okay, so quartile 1, Q1, is said to be the first position of the top 25% of the journals in a particular category, and they are placed in category Q1, the top 25%. The next 25%, that is between 25% and 50%, they come into quartile 2, which is called Q2. It is said to be the middle high position, right? The middle low position is between 50% and 75%. So they fall in what is called quartile 3, called Q3. And the last or the lowest position following, that is between 75% to 100%, is quartile 4 or Q4. These journal citations are maintained by Scopus and they are called SC Imago, what we call quartile ranks, right? Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. And these are becoming important for us these days because we need to look at some of these aspects. And where do we get these data or these information sources? You can go to Clarivate Analytics. Earlier, as I mentioned, it was Thomson Reuters. The SCI and SCIE papers you can get. So you look at what is called the master journal list. So you can look at mjl.clarivate.com. You will get that. There are other important journals where you can look up DBLP, dblp.org, or Scopus, or ORCID, Engineering Village. ProQuest is for dissertations and reports, and Google Scholar, you can get all of the above. So these are some websites that I want you to look at for understanding and analyzing, and maybe you should also create your own accounts that you can have. When you look at conferences, there are these papers which are mentioned, which are called core ranking. So the conferences are also important, but there are so many conferences these days, and some of the conferences are only conferences which are publishing for the sake of money, because once you publish a paper, you get a lot of money, and then you can pay to some IEEE or Elsevier and all, and then you can get a proceeding also. But the quality is very less. So how do you look at quality conferences, right? So that's an important aspect where you look at the core ranking, computing, research, and education. Similarly, you have different rankings which are there, conference ranks, and a variety of things. There are a mix of indicators, the citation rates, the paper submission, acceptance rates. Okay, so the lower the acceptance rate, the higher is the configure this thing. Let us say you receive 1,000 papers, but you accept only 100%. The acceptance rate is only 10%. If some conference receives 500 papers and accepts 250 papers, 50% acceptance rate, then that is, I don't think it is a good conference. So that's how you need to understand how to look at it. So if you receive only 50 papers, and then you accept 25 papers. So what is the use, right? But if you get only 50 papers, then you should only accept 15 papers. So that's about 30% acceptance rate. That's still a good conference. So we need to, based on that, conferences are ranked. So these conference categories are given as A-star conference, which is usually said to be a flagship conference for a particular core area like computer vision, like network security. So a variety of aspects that are there, you get for VLSI, right? For quantum, right? So there's a flagship conference for blockchain. Because I'm computer science, I remember some of these conferences which are there. So they are a leading venue in a discipline area. It is said to be A-star conference. Then you have an A conference, which is excellent conference and highly respected in a discipline area. And then B is good to a very good conference and well regarded in a discipline area. And C is other ranked conference, which venues that meet basic standards, right? So that is a C-level conference. Then when you look at author metrics, so this is where I'm coming into the topic. The citations is what we want to look at. So a bibliographic citation is a reference to a book, an article, a web page, or other published item. So basically, whenever you are referring somebody else's work or a book or a web page or any other published material, maybe a red book or a white book or a white paper, some of these things are there. So you can, whenever you give a reference, it is said to be a citation. You are citing somebody. So that is why you say it is to be citation. So whenever people are citing your papers or an author's papers, the author's refers to something. There are two metrics by which you can look at an author's popularity. One is called the I-10 index. I-10 index is where it refers to the number of papers with 10 or more citations. There are more than 10 citations, the I-10 index becomes 1. So if you have one journal paper which has more than 10 citations, the I-10 index will become 1. So if you have some 50 papers which have more than 10 citations, then your I-10 index will be 50, right? So that's how the calculation goes on. But there is another very stronger metric, which is H index. And H index is based on a list of publications ranked in descending order by the number of times it is cited. So what is H here? The value of H is equal to the number of papers that have N or more citations. Number of papers is N. The N number of papers must have N or more citations. That means if you have 5 papers which have more than 5 citations, you may have 2-3 papers which have 100 citations, right? Then you come down and then you have another 5-6 papers, but all those 5-6 papers do not have more than 10. So put together, you have 2-3 papers which have more than 100 citations. So 3 papers have more than 100 citations. Then you have 6-7 papers more, but the total number has not crossed more than 10. So you put all these papers together, you have 9 papers. 9 papers have 3 papers which are more than 10, and maybe the remaining 6 papers are having only about 6 as a citations. So total your H index will be 6, because there are at least 6 papers which have 6 or more citations, or 7 papers which are having more than 7 citations. So if you have only 6 papers which have more than 6 citations, then your H index will be 6 only. It will become 7 when you have 7 papers which have at least 7 or more citations. So that's how you can look at. So that's how you can look at. So I'll quickly take you through some of my own references that we have. So here you see that there are different links that are given. So each of the link will actually point to one website, and you can go and actually look at that. So let me show you on the screen, because the screen is already shared. So let me show you each of them. So this is my Google Scholar, and then as you see here, I have added one of the there is a add-on. So I added that add-on. So it is showing me some of my papers which are Q1 citations, and some of the citations are one of the survey paper that we have written. My student has written. We are about 944 citations. So these are my total number of citations that is shown. And these are the total citations to today. And as I was mentioning, the I-10 index is 67. So if you look at, I have 67 papers, definitely putting all these papers together, there are 67 papers which are having more than 10 citations. So till here, my number of papers are 67, right? So there are now what is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are six papers which are having citation 9. So if all those 6 papers reach the citation 10, so what will happen? My total citations will become 73. The I-10 index will become 73. So if you look at this 28, H index is 28. So you count from here. So if you go 28, you will get somewhere 8 you will reach. So this is 28, right? So now if this 28 becomes 29, right? If this is the 28th paper, so 28 papers have 28 citations, right? So I have H28. Now once this becomes 29, I will have 29 citations. These two papers have to become 29. If these two papers, because these are 28 papers still here, if this becomes 29, this becomes 29, I have 29 papers which have 29 citations. If this and this, all these 3 papers become 30, when I come here, then it will become all my 30 papers have 30 citations. So then my H will have this may go on increasing, the up values on increasing, this may become 1000, but that will not affect my H index, right? So hopefully you are clear. So these are Q1, and this is it's the core also is giving journal ranking. So in core it is C, but in SCI it is Q1, right? So when you look at the recent papers, so if you want to look at the recent years papers that are there, you can also look at that. So there is a transaction paper, there are some conference papers, so you can look at various things. And then of course you can also upload today's papers. If you're confident, we have submitted this paper into a journal. We have submitted this paper, 3 papers we have submitted to IEEE transactions. And because they are also saying you can put this for common review. So we have placed this for common review because the tool that is used and the data set that is used all are put up online, and you can verify those results, anybody who wants to review. So if you're confident, you can put your papers like this, and then they will be cited. Some of them are already cited, they have searched the papers, they have found the idea good, they have improved the idea maybe, but our paper is still under review, right? So these are 3 papers like that, and they've already been cited, just you see. So this is somewhere these will get added. If this paper gets added, the citation is already there, right? So that's how we are trying to look at, right? And this was a recent transaction paper. It's already started, citations have increased, right? So this is the Google Scholar, as I mentioned, right? And then of course you have a cluster of various people who are your co-authors, and then these are the basic metrics that you can look at. And the last year, how many papers you have. So always I was growing up till here, and from now it is still going down. So it is not it has not, this was very close, but now the gap is increasing. So I am hoping, so it all depends on how the citations will increase. And if you have one solid paper like this, right, so suddenly the citations will increase. So in less than 8 years, this has touched 1000 citations, so covering one fifth of my whole citation. So you can understand that. Here, if you look at, there'll be some 130 papers, 150 papers, I don't know. If I look at, I'm not sure how many they are. They're about 155 papers, right? And some papers may be repeated here. So around 150 papers I have. And then if you look at DBLP will show important papers, which are the journals, and then of course, which have stored on the repositories, and then the conference papers, right? So these are important conference papers. So if I put the conference papers which are 35 and journal papers which are 39 together, right? So they are coming to something like 70, 74 or 75, right? 39 plus 35, 39 plus 35, 74. So 150 papers in Google Scholars. On DBLP it is almost less than that, right? So that's a thing that you can look at. The other metric that we are talking about is where you can look at for the this thing that is there for we have this thing, and we have my data here. 1 minute. So these are the number of citations, and these are the number of documents. So the 150 documents in Google Scholar has now become 118 documents in Scopus, and the 4,000 or the 4,500 citations have become 2,700 citations. The H index there was, I think, 28 or something, right? The H index was 28, which has now here become the 28 H index has become in Scopus, it has become 22, right? So that's how we look at it. And then you can see all the papers that are there, right? So as you see, if you are choosing a set of good papers, then you tend to understand that. And similarly, when you come back to the Clarivate Analytics, what I was mentioning, Clarivate Analytics or Web of Science, both are similar. So Web of Science, you have an ID. So as I was mentioning, all these are IDs, and in Scopus, this is the ID. In Google Scholar, this is the ID. In Google Scholar, this is my ID, right? And then you have DBLP, this is my ID. So all these are things which you can remember. And then, so these are not created by me. They have been created and maintained. Only I entered my details and claimed some of the papers to my thing, right? So I entered my Scopus ID, I entered my ORCID ID, I entered my details, and I just, I keep on checking whether all the papers are getting added or not. That's all, right? And then by and large, they are all maintained. So here, when you look at it, here we are coming to 132 documents where it is saying there are only 111 documents are published in Web of Science. When I was looking at Scopus, it was saying 118 documents, right? But when I go to Web of Science document, it is saying only one level. And in the core Web of Science collections, it is only 105. So 118 has become 105. Okay, it is, in fact, the DBLP becomes a little more strict, right? As I understand, DBLP is only 74. But whereas here in Web of Science core collection, I have 105 papers. So that's what you can look at. So this is another metrics, and their H index was 22. Now it has become 16. Web of Science is the essay. So whenever you look at each of them restricting, so they are having their own metric to look at. So they will look at their published, like Scopus will look at Scopus papers, Google will look at Google papers, Web of Science will look at Web of Science papers, like that. So only Web of Science paper citations they will look at. So they say it is only 1600 citations I have, right? And my H index is only 16, right? So that's how you are trying to look at. And the publications that have been published recently, they are all both conference and journal papers. So that's something that we can tend to look at. And the other one that recently, which was come by Indian, this thing, IRINS, that is the Indian Research Network, where they are maintaining data. So they give what is called a Vidwan ID. They give what is called a Vidwan ID, right? So Vidwan ID, I have this number. This is my Vidwan ID, and this is my profile. Okay. In Vidwan ID, again, you will show all these things, right? So if you just refresh, so you will see that the data is refreshing, right? So these papers, they are all updated. So some of these data I have to update. So I updated. So I have 34 articles here, 3 book chapters, 4 books, 77 conference proceedings, 5 review papers. So you add these, so 39. So the 5 papers are again journal papers, 2 preprints, which I've already added on the this thing, right? And 1 edited book, 1 paper was retracted. There are 10 projects which are there that I've updated. So these are calculated directly. These are what is called cross-ref. Okay, we'll look at some of those things, right? These are the Google citation. These are the normal citations which is given, right? And this is how the things are going on, and this is coming from Google Scholar. It also gives me my network with so many authors that I have, various authors, what type papers I have. So with Preeti Mishra, with Professor M.S. Goel, these are my papers, but so many people are my co-author. All of them are co-authors, and these names are where I have more papers with, right? Joshi, RC, Professor Joshi is my supervisor. Professor Goel was my head of the department. Preeti Mishra was my first student, right? So like that, Vijay Vardarajan, Professor Vijay Vardarajan was a collaborator. S.S. Chauhan was a student. Avni Sharma was a student, like that. So you can look at all these, maybe MTech and other students in different years. And then if you reduce the number of years, then you can see in 2026 who are my authors, in 2025 who are my authors, and how can we bring in that links, right? So that is one thing. And then you have this kid. This is in this ORCID. This is my sign in and sorry for the delay here. 1 minute. And then you have the sign in here. So this is my profile and this is my ORCID number, and then I can basically have my profile. This I have to update, right? But these from here, of course, projects also have to update. But from here, my I can set up my some of my future works. So 3 transaction papers or 5 transaction papers have put in as featured works. Anybody wants immediately comes and sees, okay, these are very popular papers. So this was a survey paper which is almost now 950 citations. This is a transaction paper. These are all transaction papers, and this transaction paper was published recently in 2026. So, and these are all the papers here. So here I see there are 126 works, but this involves all of them, right? So there are what do you say? There are books also. There are what do you say? There are different what can you say? Paper, conferences, books, everything is included in this 126. So that's how you can try to look at, right? So that way is one of the things that we can understand, right? And of course, if you go to some of these sources IEEE and then you just search for your author name, then you will know how many papers you have, right? There are about 48 papers on IEEE, right? So that's how you can try to search. There is one more thing which is called a BibBase reference, and BibBase, all these are updated automatically if you create your ID, but of course it is chargeable. They charge $4 per month to maintain this. So initially I created this and could maintain this. So here I mentioned my different IDs. So all these IDs can be accessible. Similarly on with one ID also you will be able to see all the IDs that are there. Here you see. So there is an ORCID ID, there is a Scopus ID, there is a researcher ID, there is a profile ID, and then of course there may be other links also. There is a Microsoft ID also somewhere I have placed it. Let me check. It is on the here. Let me see. Let me take you to that. This is a Microsoft academic Microsoft ID. Okay, this is not opening. So with this background, let us try to. So these are various sources of information where you can look at, and of course, another one is called the ResearchGate, where you can share your information. You can add your full text papers. Okay, you can add your preprint papers, and then you can so here it is showing 163 papers. So once I created my profile, the papers are getting updated automatically, and there are so many requests. We are not able to meet most of them, and here it is showing 25 H index, right? So that's how you can. So I've shown you Google Scholar, I've shown you DBLP, and then what are these used for, right? What is the basic advantage that you can look at? So maybe you are searching for some papers, let us say, and what you can try to do is you can go from here to any of those these things. So let us say maybe you are searching for let us say cloud or cloud security. Okay, and then you have different conferences and these things which are coming, and there are different papers which are there. So let us say I go into what is called let us say any one of the ACM conference that I want to go. So I am clicked on that, so it takes me to the ACM conference, right? And then these are the proceedings that are there, and let me go there somewhere. I think I'll have table of contents. So I go to the 32nd CCS conference in 2025. So all the papers are listed here. Now I find one of the paper very interesting, right? Somewhere, maybe let us say I'm searching for cloud. So let us search me for cloud. So I got how to recover a cryptographic secret from the cloud. So what I can do is I can click on David Adai, right? So what will happen? What are all the papers that David Adai decided? Because that paper was interesting to me. What I did, I've now looked at what all he did in his last 2-3 years, what he did. So this whole collection will come to me, and very easily I can look at not only David Adai. Okay, David Adai is David Adai is the first author, right? Maybe these two people are the supervisors, right? So let me think, maybe Tanner Weber may be the supervisor. So let me see, because Tanner Weber will not only guide one student, but he will be guiding 3 students. Maybe if he's working in the same area in cloud, so Tanner Weber will have more papers, right? Or maybe he's also one of the colleague. So maybe he's not the supervisor. So what do? We go to the Alessandra Scafuro, right? So when we look at, he may have more papers. So there may be more authors in this. This may be one. Otherwise, there may be Chris Orsini may be the supervisor. So again, or yeah, only I think he's the supervisor. So supervisor will have more papers. That's what I was looking at. So he has. So I try to look at whether some of these things. So there are various aspects that are being worked on. So I try to build the what are the chains, not only with the first author but also with the other authors. I try to see if there is the citation chain that I can build, right? So this is something that is an interest to us. So I will try to take you through the various other aspects also shortly. And let me come back to that. Okay, these are patents, right? Okay, so let me go to the other slides that I wanted to share. So various AI tools that you need to do. So the basic outline that we wanted to look at is why research discovery matters, and how do we go with semantic scholar, dimensions, AI, sites, some of these aspects, and maybe the patent search that I want to look at, right? So basically, the idea is you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. There are about 40 lakh papers published every year, 40 lakh papers. And usually people analyze that 25%, around 23% is almost 25% of a researcher's time and work is spent searching for literature. So most of the day, I used to spend all through the day searching for papers, copying them, printing them, keeping them, and I would prepare about 7, 8 papers. All through the day, I will search for different things, make a bunch of papers. So all those papers I'll take print out, and I'll go away at 5 o'clock. And I will go at my home, rest for some time, have dinner, play with my kids, and then come back at 9 o'clock or 9:30, and then till 12:30. That 3 hours I would fully study, because at that time the lab, nobody will be there in the lab. No disturbance, no calls from anyone, no phone calls will also come. They know that he's in the research. So I usually tell, now I'm in my lab, please don't call me at this time. So mostly after 9, nobody would disturb me. So all through the day, I would take phone calls, I would receive, I would meet maybe any supervisor's work or any other students, lab, all those things are till 5 o'clock. So along with that, I used to do all the literature review, search, and all that reading. But the reading time would be that 3 hours. Maybe I am not saying that you should do that. Maybe if you're able to do it in early in the morning, that would be good. But you please set up a time. If you are a researcher, please set up a time where you can do that, right? So the reality for new researcher, what actually should happen. So then people will search Google, they'll get some good papers, then they find a great paper, right? But the references are coming from very back, so you can't access the full text. So again, you are trying to look at some other tools and all that, right? But now these days, what happens is AI helps you to find out the 10 most relevant papers, and you will actually spend a day's time earlier. Now you can do it in almost few minutes, right, or seconds if not, right? So those papers are there, and then they will show you the citation graph. Recently I've shown that link, right? One author is linked with the other author, like that. There is a citation graph. So some of these tools are going to generate a citation graph. So when the citation graph is shown, you can identify. See, when my supervisor initially told me, so he said build chains of references. So what will happen? You like a paper, you read all the references and check all the papers which are referred, which this person has cited, and you see all the references. Then you read those papers. Now, when you like, maybe if you have 30 references and you like about 7, 8 papers, you read those 7, 8 papers. And if you like those 7, 8 papers, go through the references of those 7, 8 papers. So again, another 7, 8 references will come up, right? So that becomes 49. Take those 49 papers and read the papers. If you like them, then you look at their citations, you know. And finally, he said, after some time, you will see that there are only 10, 12 papers which everybody is citing and everybody is doing some modifications. Look at those 7, 8 papers, 10 papers. Then base your work on those 10 papers. And then see how people have modified, arrange them in ascending order of their chronology, right? On the chronological Okay, so starting from 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, how papers have been modifying the concepts, or what small changes they are making, or what innovations they are making, and see how the changes have, because that will build your literature review, that will build your related work, and now you propose based on that, and then compare with these works. So everything is done, because you need related work, you need comparison, you need the tools, what software to you learn, what simulator to learn, what technique to apply, what statistical mechanism to apply. All these things are there. There are 10 statistical mechanisms. You can just go to ChatGPT and ask what is the citation, what is the statistical method which is similar to these methods. He will give you one more method. You try to use that method and see if you get good results, and if you get good results, you have a presto, you have a new paper, right? So that's how these things can go on, right? And then within 30 minutes you can actually come to understand what is happening. The tools have transformed, and most researchers are still using internet like in 1998. So what we need to do, we need to move to I'm not saying that we must directly do literature survey using ChatGPT, but what I'm saying is, let us use the AI mechanism which helps us to reduce the time, right? Don't copy paste, don't plagiarize, right? But then whatever you can do, that time you can save, right? So don't go directly to that. So earlier there were a lot of physical card catalogs, printed indexes. People used to search for the papers, browse for the journal volumes, go and look at these chaining, and then you go for saying that I want this journal. So they will say you will get it in next 2 to 4 weeks, right? And no way to know how many times the paper was cited. We don't know whether our institution has all the journal subscriptions or not. So basically that was the problem. But now as you look at these last 2 3 years, AI powered semantic search, right? It not only, once you ask for a word, it actually understands its meaning. It's not only searches for the keywords, exact keywords, it will give you similar keywords. Maybe if you're typing a spelling mistake, it will not bother about the spelling mistake. It will give you all the related words related to the spelling mistake also. Okay, there may be two different words because you made a spelling mistake. The closest words may be two, not only one or three, four. It will pick up all those 3 4 words. Okay, maybe he did not mean this, he might have meant that, and then he would have given, right? There are about 220 million papers which are indexed and cross-linked globally, and the citation intellectual lineage. Intellectual lineage means which author, which student, who cited who cited who, right? These days there was one thing, how far are you from Albert Einstein? How far are you from the scientist? There is a software which was giving you a link, right? So if you see, if you cited someone, who cited someone, who cited someone, who cited Einstein. So if the 5 people you reach this thing, so your distance is 5 to Einstein. So the closer you are, the closer you are more, I mean, you can say you are more popular, right? So that's something that is quite interesting, right? And many times preprints are available even once the conference is over. Immediately the papers are available, right? And then many authors give their full text request. Whenever there is a request coming, they will say, okay, I'll send the paper. And then by and large, there are open source tools which cover most of the research which is legally and freely available. So that's what you can look at, right? So there are a lot of tools. So topic identification tools, of course, not only Google Scholar, but Semantic Scholar. And basically you can do a broad keyword search, and then you can get that. But when you're doing literature survey, literature review tools, you get what is called Semantic Scholar and dimensions.ai, right? And then of course, another thing what is called Sightseer. So you can do a systematic search, you can do citation chaining, you can build your reading list and all, right? Then there are tools where you can do your hypothesis formation tools, which are again dimensions.ai, lens.org. So and then you can get the connected papers also. So basically you can identify whether there are some patents which are done, or there are some unexplored angles which have to be done. So those tools help us. Data collection, you have IEEE Explore, Arxiv, as I was telling about storing those papers on the repository. Arxiv is a repository, ARXIV. Similarly, Authoria is another one. ResearchGate is another one. So you can retrieve full text, You can access data sets. You can contact the authors through ResearchGate. You can contact the author, and then you can request a paper. Then the referencing tools, which two popular ones that I mentioned are Zotero and Mendeley. I have used Mendeley, and Mendeley, you can download the citation. Along with that, you can download the paper, because we were just looking at, so we would spend many times, we would search for a paper, and after that, sometime later, we want to remember the title, we want to remember what the paper was, but suddenly we don't, it doesn't come to our mind, and then we feel that we are missing it. So that's how we can try to look at. So saving a paper immediately, once you think the paper is very interesting and important, immediately store it into a Mendeley. Mendeley is like a database where it stores the entire citation. You can also download the paper and attach it to the Mendeley. So what exactly happens is, when you're writing your thesis, it becomes very easy for referencing. And from Mendeley, you can also generate a BibTeX. You can generate for MS Word. You can generate the citation reference. It becomes easy. If you want to generate bib items, you can generate them also using Mendeley, right? So that's how you can do it. So any citation, you can say just download the citation and store it in Mendeley, and download the paper and attach to that citation. So the citation is also there, and then later you can search. So after some time, you can see that if there are if you sort them, then you can read the papers which are in sorted order. You can sort the authors, so you can see all the authors, they are there in the sorted order. So you can see one authors, what are all the papers that you have read or cited. The other one is you can click them in the year wise, you can sort them, so you can see year wise progression in your particular domain, what has happened in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, like that. You can have a full sequence of, so these are various things that you can look at, and it helps us, right? So Zotero is a recent tool, which is not recent, but of course it's becoming popular now. So that's what I meant recent, right? And there are dissemination tools also, where you can share the information on ResearchGate, on ORCID, on Dimensions, and ArcSig. You can share your work, you can track your citations, and build your academic proof. So no single tool covers every stage. So you need to build a toolkit, okay, not a habit. So basically you have various tools to do various things. So that's what I would like to understand, right? And of course, as we look at these general academic databases, there are discipline specific repositories, and there is patent and IP databases, right? So I wanted to introduce you. I don't know how much time I have, but because we started a little late, so I'll just give you a break here. If you have any questions till what we have covered till now, maybe you can ask, and then I'll try to take it forward from there. Any questions till now? You can drop a question on your chat. Ravi sir, till where, what time we are looking at?
So
I think we can
Yeah.
possibly go ahead, Lee. People are here. You can comfortably go ahead. No problem. 15-20 minutes.
Right, sure.
Thank you.
Right. So yeah, I think the session is anyway being recorded. So in case if you're missing also, you can try to take it at a later stage. 1 minute. Hmm. 1 minute. Yeah. So when you look at the discovery that you are mapping, the research discovery, so there are general academic databases, basically Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar, Dimensions.ai, Scopus, and Web of Science. Mostly I've shown. So about 90 million, about 100 million. Dimensions.ai was 130 million. Semantic Scholar about 220 million, and both of them are AI powered. Google Scholar, basically all fields are there here. So they're about 400 million. So there's a broad literature discipline. So, but then if you want to go for discipline specific repositories, these are for medicines, life sciences or medicine. IEEE Explore, basically electrical engineering and computer science. ACM for digital library, which is basically for again CS. But you have SSRM for economics, law, and social science. JSTOR for humanities, social sciences, historical literature, and of course you have what are called ASCE, like IEEE is there for electrical, electronics, and computer science, SME, ASCE, and Emerald, and various, and of course Elsevier's Scopus. You have a variety of branches which are covered under Science Direct, right? Science Direct basically Scopus, so you can look at that, right? And then of course the category 3, which is patent and IP databases, which usually we avoid. Why we don't go and search for patent and IP databases? Because this is already, a different level is what we think. But what you are wanting to do may already been done as a patent. It's not available as a paper, because if it's a patent, they will not publish it, right? Nobody will publish a patent as a paper, and nobody can apply for a patent on a paper. Usually published literature will not be patented, right? So something like that. So before it is published, you have to patent it, right? So we usually don't search, but then it is always good to go with this, right? So there's a prior art, there's a technical disclosure, there is an this thing. So there are list of patents, there are US patents, there are European patents, and of course there is an Indian patent also. I have kept it, but I did not. I somehow forgot to place it here, right? So always search from one tool from category 1 and one from category 2 for different serious literature review. So look at different things that you tend to look at. So this anyway we have covered the H index and the impact factor. So there is a citation velocity is also increasing now, right? You are trying to add more metrics. Earlier, it was only I10 index and H index or I100 index. I100 index is where there are papers which are cited more than 100. Okay, that's understood. But there is something which is also called a citation velocity. The citation velocity is how a paper is accumulating new citation, right? So the current influence and momentum of a paper. So a 2022 paper, let us say, and it has an 800 citations, growing at 50 per month. Beats a 2010 paper, which has 2000 citations, which is growing at 5 per month, right? So a 2000 citation paper will have a lower citation velocity because it is only having 5 citations every month. But the 2022 paper is having 50 citations per month, hence the citation velocity is more. And cite score is something like impact factor. The citations received in 4 years is divided by the documents published in 4 years. The impact factor is citation received in 2 years divided by the documents published in 2 years, right? So it looks like a more stable journal metric than impact factor. And Scopus gives what is called a cite score, right? So that's how you can look at, and then it covers about, Scopus covers about 26,000 journals, and impact factor covers about 12,000 journals only, right? So when you look at a paper's quality, you can check how is it cited, and then how many times it is cited, and all that you can look at. And then Semantic Scholar, Google Scholar, they help you to do that, right? So Semantic Scholar is a free AI-powered search and discovery tool for scientific literature. There were 200 million academic papers, and add shortcuts to some of these ledgers, and then highly influential citations you can get. Citation exports you can do. Citation export is you can take the citation and put it in Mendeley, right? And then you can get alerts. If there is some recent paper, you can get an alert. Today morning, I received an alert on Semantic Scholar. I will show you that on email, right? Then you will appreciate what Semantic Scholar is doing for you, right? Library saving and research feeds. It's a best first stop for fast literature discovery and citation aware triage, right? So what are the best cases is rapidly you can do a first pass screening when the topic is broad and time is limited, right? So quickly you want to find out 10 influential papers, right? You can do that very easily, starting from one seed paper, and you can follow meaningful citations, right? You can export all the references for reviews, proposals, and project briefs, right? So you can also look out for excellent papers and citation exploration, but it is not a patent native flow, and metadata quality still depends on source records, right? So that is what you can do. So Semantic Scholar helps us in a variety of study filters. So there is a field filter below the search bar. So you can select the multiple fields like and you can put so computer science and biology. So now what is computer science and biology have to commonly do together? So basic idea is, if I have some bioinformatic papers, if I have some neuroscience papers or medical papers which are dealing with, let us say, cardiovascular diseases, but then you are actually applying computer science, doing some data analysis, you will get a lot of interdisciplinary papers which are sitting on the intersection of these two fields. Like that you can have. Then you can also do what are called sorting options. Then you can do you are searching for some particular thesis topic, let us say, right? And then let us say you are doing on cloud security, but you want to not only look at cloud security at the outer world, but you want to go into a little bit of hypervisor level, or you call it hypervisor introspection, right? So you give these words, and what happens? The semantic match happens, and then you tend to look at the semantic match, and then accordingly there is an AI ranked semantic match, right? And usually the best, because AI is doing it. So that's how you can go it. And then you can also get a most cited papers, right? Which is usually we want to do. What is the most cited paper, right? So you may find the most respected paper is what we are looking at, right? And then there may be a foundational paper which has most influential based papers. We have changed the subsequent research direction. So that's how you can look at. And then the most cited paper will definitely give you a direction, right? And so the most relevant and most cited papers you can very easily get up, right? Then you can search an author, and then you can go to the profile page, and then you can also follow. So whenever he is publishing new papers, you can immediately do that. This you can do it in ResearchGate also, right? So you can say follow. It's something like social media. What we do, if I follow them, then all their feeds are coming into my what do you say, my social media account. This is something very similar, right? So then whenever you are following an author and you see their co-authors, okay, and then you can build, you can he has guided him, he has guided him. So there are multiple students under the same supervisor, and these students, they are working with they usually may become friends, and they will co-author one another, or they will work on the similar problems. So he has given them 5 problems, and those 5 have given other 5 problems. So about 25 people are working, and most of them may work together. So what happens? You become you get a cluster, right? Usually people who are very serious in their work, let us say if I started following some work, or maybe I was working on blockchain, maybe I was working on dark web, now I know a cluster of 20-25 people who are very keen researchers in that area. So whenever I want to think about sending my student for what do you say, this what do you call that, on an internship or postdoc or things like that, I have immediately 5-7 names. I want to try to let's talk to this professor, let's talk to this scientist, because we know who they are, and they also know who I am. Why do they know? Because they are following my work. We are publishing papers, they are publishing papers in the same domain. We are citing them, they are citing us. So they us. It is important. By the time you are about to complete your PhD, you should know who are your peers and who are their supervisors, right? So that structure will actually help us. Tomorrow, if you want to continue in the same domain, then you can try to look at collaboration with them, and you can also keep on following them. They are like competitors, right? So you need to keep on try to find out what they're doing. It's not like we don't have to be very negative with them, like enemies. It's not like that, but yes, we need to follow, we need to keep track of what's actually happening on. So that's one thing that semantic scholar helps us. Then you can also have the references tab, which actually the paper's bibliography and then all the citations. And then what happens, the references tab, once you go there, you can go to all the papers. Look, this IEEE also gives it. You search a paper in IEEE, IEEE gives you all the references of those papers. Sometimes it, so if the papers are IEEE, all those papers are linked. So you can click on that and the paper opens. You click on that and the paper opens, right? You actually get the paper. So Semantic Scholar also does the same thing. So it opens all the references. The paper's bibliography means all the references. And then you get a clickable citations tab. Every paper that has cited this work, there will be a clickable citation. You click on that, it goes and opens that paper, right? And then while this part is being shown as a references, it also generates all the semantically similar work. So that's what happens in Scopus. That's what happens also in sometimes in Google Scholar also. You can do that. Once I select something, all the similar works are also cited. Scopus does that. So once I'm searching a paper, the Scopus will immediately highlight 4 papers which are similar to this work. Whenever I log in, it says recently these papers have come. And then of course you can also look at influential citations, papers that build directly on this one, right? So if you're looking at some paper, you can look at some influential papers. This paper may have only 25 citations, but some paper may have cited this paper which may have 200 citations. So that is an influential paper than this paper. So you use this paper also and that paper, because that has done more important work which is prominent and influential. So these are something. So maybe I don't think I'll have a time. So you can just explore. It's not very difficult. So you can do a search, you can do a triage, you can do expand, and see how the seed paper takes you to other references and all. So I'm just saving time here because most of you may be able to understand how to do that. So I leave that part. Right? There is something which is also called a citation graph, is where we are going forward and backward through time. Why does the citation graph matter is every paper has an influence, right? So tracing through this influence in both directions is easy to understand how the chronology has built up, right? So if you can get a chronology, it is faster than reading 50 abstracts. You will get more knowledge than that. That's what so when you're tracing backwards, you start with the recent paper, open the references tab, and identify that 2-3 papers are cited subsequently across multiple recent papers. That was what I was mentioning. My supervisors advised to me, go and open and go to the references, go to those papers, then open those papers, go to their references, again open those papers, go to their references, and so on. Finally, you will find few papers which are commonly cited across all papers. Go to those papers. Then you will get the seminal works. The seminal works are very important. Then open each of the seminal work and repeat this process with 3 iterations. You will actually look at the founding paper of the subfield, right? And obviously it is known because it has the highest number of citations as well. So from there, again, you can retract, you can come backward. Now you can, so once you go backward and you find out the source paper, right? So when we were doing cloud security, we came across the introspection, the term called introspection. Then we came across virtual machine introspection. Then we came across hypervisor introspection. Then we traced back, we got into a PhD work of virtual machine introspection. He built a library called libvmi. So we went to that. And from there, we just used that tool and we had 3 papers, 2 SCI papers and 1 transaction paper. We could complete that just because we went to that one tool which was readily available as a, we didn't create that library, somebody else created that library. We just used the library, but we could publish 3 very prominent papers and heavy citations for that, right? But what has happened when I search now and look at, there must be some at least I would say there must be about 150 or 200 PhD thesis which used that single tool called VMI. In India itself, I would have evaluated at least 5 theses we have used the library libvmi. Just understand. So everybody has used that tool and the core paper. So if you can get to that core work and get the tool, and you get hands-on onto the tool, then you can just create, move forward, right? When you move forward, then you open the cell paper, which is there was no original board paper 18. Then you look at the high influential papers. So you go to the paper which has more number of citations, and then you can try to see what is the most recent thing which is being built now, right? So similarly, if you look at the LLM lineage, so you go to GPT-4 2023, then you go back to 2020. Then you go back in, looked at some 10-12 years within 15 minutes of work, right? So that's how these tools are helpful. Otherwise, you can do manually. Okay, what happens when you do all this manually? About a day. But if you do this tool, you can do it in 15 minutes. And the highly influenced different works, and they are the load-bearing papers of field. Load-bearing papers means they are the papers who have the highest citations. And if you haven't read them, then read them before anything else. So the basic idea is, if you get that, you will do the correct problem. If you understand the correct literature, you will get the tools and you will get the implementations. And then once you are able to do that, you have the same paper to compare with. And that's what is your core research. Similarly, another tool that I would like to just quickly introduce is called Dimensions.ai, right? It describes itself as the world's largest collection of linked data. So it tells about itself, right? Its product pages emphasize connect across publications, conference abstracts, grants, patents, clinical trials, data sets, analytics, support. So macro view for landscapes, organization, grants, and patents. So these days, patents also becomes important. Right? Recently, was applied for a patent, and we have not published it as a paper, right? So the very good amount of work that we did is published. Somebody who doesn't read the patent, so but we never visit any patenting search engines, right, to look at that. So but then Semantic Scholar and Dimensions.ai also include a little bit of this patent search also. So the policy document, you can do that. It's in workflows. Institutional workflows means within an institution and within multiple institutions, there is a lot of collaboration. So how this works, and how these groups are actually generating papers is what actually helps. Also for non-commercial, or you write a single word, have levels. So what is the grant been paid? We don't do anybody has whether any proposal like this, we don't do that, right? What is the cost, how much did they earn, and all that. So want to get a grant or a project, so Dimensions.ai gives you all these for free. Then you just run the search, go to the clicks grants on the research. Maybe you're looking at cloud security, then go to cloud security, then immediately in the search, go to cloud grants tab, and you can see that. Is the screen visible? Ravi?
Sir, Ravi sir, I think he has in class.
Right. Is the screen visible?
Screen,
Can you confirm?
Yeah, screen
Right.
is visible, sir.
Okay. Right. Good. Thank you. So the grant search, where you go to the grants, analyze body. Okay. So what has happened? Anchor screen is not visible. 1 minute. Let me share again. Yeah. Can you confirm again?
So now slides are visible. So I think there is some network issue from here.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Screen visible, sir.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So then the benchmark grant amounts, and also you can look at various funded researchers. So maybe you can talk to them. Maybe they may be in different country, or maybe they may be in a different funding agency. You can find out, and then you can also become your potential supervisor. That's you have to think big, right? Sometimes if you are a student, if you are writing, if you are assistant, then you may be joining with them for your PhD. If you are a researcher already, then you can collaborate with them. You got a grant there. I have a similar problem. Why don't we write a grant here? We can do that, right? And maybe if we are working in the similar area, then you can say, why don't you evaluate my student's thesis, right? So that's a thing. So these are some things that you can try to look at. You can create a pivot, you can analyze, you can export all those things, and this is what Dimensions.ai does. Similarly, Sightseer X is another evolving scientific literature digital library. Basically, a lot of material has been uploaded in Sightseer, and it is useful for classical computer science literature and full text. So basically, a lot of popular, CS papers are openly accessible as PDFs. The sites here was wherever there are some very important citation papers, they put it there. You could you may not get a direct access to the free paper because it has been heavily cited, and somewhere it has been publicly placed open, so it gets it and puts it inside here. So go and search inside here. You can access the paper, especially the older classic papers that I was talking about. Citation tracing can also be very easily done when extracted references are useful. Okay, then teaching citation indexing and digital library retrieval fundamentals, you can do that, right? So coverage is strongest in computer science. So CiteSeerX basically works for more for a computer science thing. So CiteSeer does not index metadata. It crawls the full text of the paper and extracts the citations automatically without human intervention. So it captures papers that were never manually submitted to any database, old technical reports, workshop papers, and everything. So there is an active bibliography tab and also a citation context tab. So you can look at that and then you can dig through. So you will get about similar articles. You can very easily do it using full text similarity. Not only the keywords, but text similarity is what they can do that. You can find papers with similar methodology. Basically, related work is become very easy, right? So, and then authors can directly upload PDFs of their papers. If you want to archive on sites here, you can do that. You can upload your paper. The sites here will parse, index, and link it within it. It's citation graphs. So, sites here, semantics, the citation graph will be a very important aspect. So some of these you can search, inspect, retrieve, and cross-check. Similarly, I mentioned the ResearchGate also. The best users, you can look at that. So you can create your own identity, and you can create that. You can link your ORCID. ResearchGate score also is there for every individual. So if you have a very good ResearchGate score, you can do that, and then so you can get that, right. So these are searching, navigating, access, and follow. You can get that, and some of the things that you can try to do, right? So ResearchGate, most of you must. And lastly, what I wanted to share is patent, right? So citation search and patent search, right? Patent search, who is protecting related methods, materials, devices, and applications. So that's where patent search becomes important. Not only to miss very important literature is what you need to look at. So most academic researchers never search patents. I hope you all agree with me. This is a significant gap and not a minor oversight. 50% of technical knowledge in some of the very important subjects like chemistry, material science, and biotechnology exists only in patents, never published in academic journals. So the patent must disclose the invention in sufficient detail for a skilled person to reproduce it, right? So this technical detail will exceed what the journals publish due to page limits and trade secret concerns, right? So patent filing date established prior art. If your novel idea was patented 5 years ago, your research may face novelty objections during publication review or grant evaluation. So some of these things you must tend to look at, right? So and of course these are important, right? So why we need to do? We need to do a novelty verification. Before I propose a new method, I must assure that there is no patent. So otherwise, the 30 minutes you are spending to do patent search can save 2 years of duplicated work, because you do the same work and somebody else is patented and you have not seen that, and 2 years later somebody claims that whatever work you're doing is already patented, then you will feel so bad because you just did not do a patent search. So at disclosure, mining patents describe solutions in extraordinary detail. So what you can try to do is you can improve, and you can also get a lot of good literature because you've read a patent. The literature of the patent actually gives you more journals to refer to, right? And then you can also look at what is the commercialization landscape, because most of us want to do PhD and throw it. But if anybody develops a PhD thesis and uses it, okay, so that's something that you can look at. Patent filings answer this question directly. So there are Google patents, there are lens.org, there is an US patent office, there is a European patent office, there is an Indian patent office, and all that. So let me take you through some of those screens, and let me show you that. So here is screen, share. So okay. Uh, This was Semantic Scholar, and this is dimensions.ai. Okay, so this is the Indian patenting. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. Indian patent. Are you able to see the screen? In pass. Hello.
Yes, Billy, visible.
Yeah, yes, sir. So the InPass is basically the Indian Patent Advanced Search System. So I just search for cloud here. It allows only a single word search. So you can go to this iprsearch.ipindia.gov.in/public search. So anybody who wants to apply an Indian patent, this patent's InPass. So ipsearch.ipindia.gov.in. Go to patent search, and then maybe you can use one word here. And then I was using 2 words, maybe I try to do. So what exactly happens when you use 2 words and then you have a captcha here? So 886H2B7, and then you can just say search. Okay, so it says only one field is filled out. So because you're together, it like that. So I say cloud, and I have, so it becomes security here. So this is security here, and then so only one word you can give, but then the cloud will mean so many things. It will not mean only the software cloud that we're talking about. It may be also some general this thing, and security may mean again different kinds of security. So that kind of problem is there. At least one field is filled out. Okay, here, sorry. This maybe you can give the title or the complete specification you can do, and then okay, maybe here you have cloud, let us say, and then you have capital SN87DT. Okay, so these are all where you have. So why see here there is no cloud in the title, because we have searched for complete specification. When we have searched for complete specification, there are about 75,000 patents, but that cloud here maybe it may be a cloud may be used here but what we are looking at, so like that. So that's a total open search that we have looked at because we asked for this thing. But let us say I will say only title, and I will say cloud, and I will say and security. Here also let me say only in the title. So they both words will come in the title. So W8 SYNM. So here there are some papers which are both including security and cloud. So there are about 298 patents already applied in India, right? And if you click on this, you will go and see the entire patent details. There'll be some, these are different people who have submitted, and these are the addresses. And of course, somewhere the specification is there. This is the complete specification. They have given the details, and you can actually go down and get that literature, right? So they may be filed. So it talks about the status. Application status may also give you. So these are the 2025 they have applied, right? So publication date is there. It is still not yet examined, right? So once the examination is over, then you can see the actual document completely, right? So that's how you are trying to look at this thing. So similarly, you will have a Google patents, okay, patents.google.com. Just go there and I type cloud and security again. So there are different things that have come up, cloud security, network security. You have cloud security monitoring. So these are different patents. Okay, the granted patent was this, it was published on so and so date, the name of the person, the organization. Okay, so different people have given different patents, and these are called of course, the US patent number is also given, but they are available to search through Google Patents, right? Then the European patents, it's called worldwide.espacenet.com, and you can do the patent search. So this is the European association which you can do that. It's called the eSpace. So you got different search options. You can do a simple classification search here, right? And then you have the US patent, so you can do that. So here there is a basic search which you can do, and then you can search. So because I searched cloud and security here, cloud and security, and then we got all these different models are coming, because you're again searching the complete text, search everything. So if you're searching again or thing like that, you can get that. But if you're searching everything, so wherever the word cloud and wherever the word security came in that entire proposal, so is what is being shown here, right? And ProQuest dissertations will actually give us this thing. ProQuest dissertations help us in similar way. We can also search for dissertations which are existing in these institutions which are there. So there is a access that is given to some universities. So if you have paid, yeah, this is Malawi National Institute of Technology, ProQuest. Okay, so now this is the okay, my ProQuest ID. So this is the login. Okay, so this is where I have logged in, and here I have dissertations and thesis. So I can go and search dissertation and thesis. So if I ask for, let us say, cloud security again. Okay, so and then I search. So these are theses which are there. University of Sydney. So there was security and cloud computing, right? So you can get, and then if you click on this, then you will get the PDF file. You're able to see the whole document, right? So you can, there's a 159 page, and then you can download it, right? So these are very important ways, and then this helps us, right? So if you can look at this kind of person, and of course, this may not be possible in every, it's only possible because I could log in This ProQuest is available in most NITs and IITs. So if you are from other institutions, what you can do is contact any of your friends who are in NIT, IIT systems. They can log in and download. So I think searching is open source, but download you may not be able to get. So you can search the documents which are there, and then you can go and ask your friends to search and download them and give it to you. So I think that's what I was looking at. So these are some tools that I wanted to share and introduce you with. And I think I have completed most of my this thing, right? And of course, towards the last, I wanted to also discuss on these two tools called Zotero and Zotero.org and Mendeley. Of course, EndNote comes with the Clarivate.com EndNote is using, but Mendeley is basically free, owned by Elsevier. So there is a built-in PDF reader which you can do highlighting and annotation. So what basically happens is many of us download the papers and keep in various folders. Organizing all those folders, categorizing and making subfolders and all that becomes tedious. So this becomes a management service. And if you want to search some titles, very easy. If you want to search in a document and then where the document is stored, so to maintain all these, and then you want to cite them back into your when you are writing a conference paper, you can go to Mendeley and pick up that this thing and bring it back. So creating BibTeX and Bib items, right? So that becomes very easy, right? So that's where you can try to look at. So these are some of the things that I wanted to share, and of course I will share the slides, so maybe you can look at them as time is already passed. I think I'm beyond schedule, and a few more things I'll add. I think the BibTeX format I wanted to add, I will just add it and share it with you. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer. Oh, I think I've crossed by 30 minutes.
Yeah, excellent, Willie. Let's wait for questions.
Sure.
Participants, we can unmute you if you want to ask question in person. Sunil, just see somebody who has raised the hands if they are there.
Sure, sir.
Amit Kumar Singh, please unmute him.
Yeah, the PPT will be shared. I'll share with the organizers. Dr. Ravi Madila will post it in the Canvas or whatever.
Sunil, please unmute Amit Kumar Singh.
So we have already unmuted to Amit Kumar Singh. So I think.
Okay, I think Mr. Amit Kumar Singh, you can unmute yourself on your own and please ask your query to our expert today.
Amiji, you can unmute and speak. Otherwise, I think you can chat also. No problem. Okay, I think yeah, it must have been a mistake by mistake. Yeah, I also rushed through many things, and I think BibTeX format is one thing that I think I missed. I will put it in the slides and I will share it. I have one more talk, maybe towards 21st or something. So on that day, I will cover the remaining part, right? There's a how to write a survey paper. At that time, I will introduce BibTeX as well. Yeah.
Excellent, Professor Pilli. Thank you very much for your appearance and support.
Thank you.
Any questions? If we get it late, we'll mail you that.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you. सुनील कुछ अनाउंसमेंट है शाम का तो कर दो.
No, sir. I think the schedule will be resumed same as previous, sir.
Okay.
Right, right. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Sunil.
Right. Thank you all participants. Thank you, sir.